In this episode of Motive Garage presented by Sparesbox, we check out how our Supra went at World Time Attack Challenge competing in Clubsprint. Now, many of you may have seen the clues or guessed it for yourself, but we'll make the official announcement right now. LMCT Plus is buying our Toyota Supra, and one of you guys will be able to win it. How? Really simple. Go to the link below in the descriptions and become a LMCT Plus member, which puts you in the draw for all of their giveaways, or you can wait for the raffle for the Supra to begin and you can get individual entries. Now, you're probably asking, why are we getting rid of our Toyota Supra? Well, that's really easy to answer. As much as I love the car, I've now gone and bought a more practical, usable daily driver that we'll announce very soon, which means really the Supra is just there for weekend duties. Now, we've already got a GTR, we've got Jet 200, we've got a new project car to develop to replace the Yaris, and of course you can probably imagine that there's a new car on the way that we want to get, test and develop. So essentially, as much as I love the Supra and don't want to get rid of it, well, business is business and it needs to go to make room for new project cars in our stable. Now, we didn't just want to give away, my daily driver. We wanted to give away something a little bit more exciting, which is why we decided at the last minute to get our Supra ready for World Time Attack with some basic but effective modifications to turn it into not just a daily driver, but a very competent weekend track car. We fitted up Verus Engineering Aero package to the car. We put in a PWR charge cooler that we got from Golby's Parts. And we took the car to DNA Autosport to get a wheel alignment, and we did a brake upgrade from the guys at V-Sport. Well, the last thing we had to do to get the car ready for World Time Attack was to fit up a race seat. We had to put a harness bar in, and we had to put in a 4-point harness, all regulations for Clubsprint Class. So we made a phone call to our friends at Golby's Parts. They sent us the harness bar, they sent us the seat brackets, and then we installed a Velo seat that we already had, and we put in a Raceworks or MVP harness into the car to get ready. So with all of that in the car, we could get the thing scrutineered and get racing of day one at World Time Attack Challenge. Let's go. So it's World Time Attack Challenge 2022. It's been a few years in the making, this one, thanks to COVID. We've got multiple cars running, but the Supra is what I'm driving in World Time Attack in Clubsprint Class. I haven't been behind the wheel since DNA touched the car and put the aero on, so it's going to be a pretty quick and big learning curve for me. Hopefully we can get some dry running to go out today in the practice session and have some fun. So it's time to turn media mode off for me and turn on driver mode and hope it works. Let's go.
How'd you go, Hawko?
That was great.
Yeah?
It was fun. It was like so many cars were coming in after a lap or two to check things. I'm just out there lapping.
Yeah, well, it's relatively standard.
Yeah,
so
I think I did 4 straight flies, and the best thing about that is you get a rhythm, you get a groove going.
Yeah.
Brakes are probably on fire too.
Yeah, they have a bit of a smell, but they
So I got a rhythm then, which is good, and I can trust the car. The new alignment's very different.
Yeah.
And so I just had to get used to that. The aero definitely helps. But overall, car's killer. During the lap, yes. After I got off it and had a cool down, they need a bleed. So when we take the wheels off to do the AO52, we're going to bleed it. Honestly,
what air pressure do you
they need to be like 22 cold.
normal air, no nice.
These were at 24 cold, and I came in at 37 hot.
That's the working tyre. So that's going to be, they're all now back down to 34.
Yep.
Left side was fine. That's the cold side.
We need to bleed the front brakes again. Even if you just do one at a time, just to be safe, but it needs to cool down for a while, obviously.
I was going to say, won't do it for another hour or two.
No, but overall, that was sick fun. The reason why I bought this car was, I guess, for stress-free laps to enjoy the event. You spend all this money on Jet 200 and trade stand, and you've got a build crew and 20 staff to run. It's stressful. I wanted a way to be able to enjoy the event, even in just like small doses. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy all of the work and the media and everything, but it's nice to enjoy driving, and that's what this does.
Yeah.
With the sun starting to set and temperatures starting to drop, it was time to head back out for one final session before the main event on day 2.
That was better. Tyre pressures were in the window a lot better that time. Brakes were a little bit better after a bleed. Just fun. Like I said, I'm just having fun in this car. I can just do lap after lap after lap. Just have a good time. Just finding a groove with it. Can't wait to get brand new tyres on it for tomorrow when it's time. There's definitely a few seconds left in it with some tyres, so I can't wait to do that.
So the first day of World Time Attack Challenge didn't have any timing, so it was essentially a test day. Now, we left on the Zestino tyres we had on the car, and even though they'd been on there for over a year, and let's face it, we're at the end of their useful life, it was a good chance to test out the balance of the aero and how the car felt with the new wheel alignment before we bolted brand new tyres on, ready for day 2. Now, I will say this, the car felt fantastic. The track wasn't great at World Time Attack though, the heaps of rain beforehand meant the track probably wasn't as fast as it used to be, and I was actually a little bit off my PB on what I could do on those tyres, but a lot of that probably just came down to the fact that the tyres were at the end of their usable life and due for replacement anyway. But for day 2, we bolted on the tyre that is the control tyre for Clubsprint, the Yokohama AO52, and went straight back out, and man, it was faster than before, that's for sure. Let's go.
Wow, what a difference AO52s make. Just did not even feel like the same car as yesterday. Don't get me wrong, like the Stinos are good, but they were 9 months old and they were pretty shagged. So yesterday the car just felt like a street car. Instead of AO52s on it, makes it feel like a Clubsprint Class. So I don't know what the times were, but very, very different.
So my goal at World Time Attack Challenge in the Supra was quite simply to have fun. Driving that car in a way was actually stress relief, as we had a lot going on. Between Jet 200, we had lots of clients where we needed to film for them, and we had a trade stand. So I just wanted a reliable, fun package to drive in Club Sprint, and the Supra delivered. We didn't put a single spanner on the car all weekend. It was heaps of fun. Car is very well balanced and safe, and you can just enjoy it. So in terms of that respect, the car is 10 out of 10. It may not have been the fastest car in the field, but let's face it, it's a pretty basic setup and it still uses standard suspension except for the camber tops and alignment. So for it to go the time that it did is still pretty impressive. But it does go to show though that a modern car like the Supra can be very enjoyable on track and be super reliable as well. But overall, I will say this, I wish I was keeping the car. I don't actually want to get rid of it. But my loss is going to be one viewer's gain, because if you win this car, you're winning something that can be a daily driver. You can use it as a luxury European car to go to dinner, but then at the same time, you can hit a motor corner or skid pan and be a hooligan and get sideways everywhere. You can do burnouts and power skids in it, or you can hit the circuit and lay down some pretty serious lap times. The car really is probably the best all-rounder I've ever owned, and probably one of the best all-rounders on the market right now. It's quite sad that the Supra is so underrated. So I'm very sad to see it go, but very excited about the project cars that are coming up. So make sure you subscribe and you can see what happens. Let's go.